Hey everyone, welcome to the Introspective Detective channel. My name is Alan Ray, and on this channel we explore life and the human experience through the lens of spirituality. In this video, we are going to examine the question, why do we argue? Have you ever wondered why it is that people argue? As children, we're told to play nice with others, and of course we're scolded when we fail to do so. And yet, it's easy to ascertain by observing the adults around us that this lesson often becomes lost on us as we move into adulthood. So why is it we engage in arguing when we disagree with another person? Meaning, why is argument our mental process that we utilize in that type of scenario? So when you stop and examine the outcome of employing this mental process, meaning arguing as our stratagem, it really doesn't favor anyone. Both parties, speaking in generalities, entrench themselves even deeper into their preconceived notions while dismissing truth. Frictions created between both parties, and that oftentimes has repercussions that extend beyond that moment. Blood pressures rise, heart rates increase. Everything that occurs as a result tends to be negative for everyone involved. In just examining these types of situations, how rarely when arguing does either party concede? So, well, when we look inside and we ask ourselves, why is it that we respond in this manner? For most of us, the truth is, we really don't know. And there it is, unawareness. These are behaviors that are emanating from our subconscious. It's just like when you were little and mom and dad would get you in trouble for something, and they'd say, why did you do that? And you kind of look down at the ground, and eventually you'd mutter under your breath, I don't know. And that answer wasn't generally acceptable at the time, but yet it was true. We didn't know then nor now why it is we were doing some of the things we were doing. That is the actual answer, unawareness. So we have unexplored ideas, meaning ideas that you are not consciously aware of, that are essentially hacking our minds and acting out a drama that doesn't necessarily need to be, creating pains that no one needs to experience. So looking into this a little deeper, the desire to best another person comes from the ego. Now, the ego is never satisfied with its sense of self. It's always looking for ways to reinforce its identity. It's always trying to grow. So self-observation reveals to us that it is the ego that would goad us into this self-destructive mental process of arguing. It's not you. It's not your true authentic self. It's the ego. So when we set aside the ego and we bring presence to this type of scenario, when we become fully present to what's happening, we're able to internally accept the circumstance before us, even when someone offers an opposing viewpoint. Now, that said, this doesn't mean that we must concede our position, or change our perspective, but rather that we simply accept what's happening. We accept the moment that's occurring before us internally, and that positions us to remain level-headed, calm, and respond rather than react. So what are our introspective inquiries here? We have to ask ourselves, or perhaps more succinctly said, ask the ego, Why do I need to control someone else's perceptions of me in order to maintain my internal state? Do I need to control how others perceive things in order to be okay? Now, in that silence, can you not hear the truth speaking to you? Okay, and for further exploration, do I want to be right, or do I want to seek the truth in a given situation? By posing these simple questions, we increase our self-awareness in real time. It immediately has an immediate effect. These tiny, seemingly insignificant moments are everything. They're actually here with purpose to propel us in terms of our spiritual growth and the expansion of our consciousness. They have reason, and that reason is not for us to assign negative connotations to them and friction, in the resulting friction. So we can argue, or we can exchange. We can have external friction, or we can have internal peace. The idea of arguing with another human being, of trying to be right, I'm doing air quotes that you can't see, trying to be right by controlling someone else's perception, does not serve us. Examine what happens as a result of that strategy. Whatever we're presented with, there's a reason, there's a deeper reason that thing is occurring, even when it's something negative or something we don't like, particularly in those instances when we're being shown contrast. So other people, in our experience, serve as a mirror, in essence, to show us ourselves. So with that in mind, the true question becomes, do we like what we see? And I think that's probably a good ending point. So we'll wrap up there for today, guys. If you feel like you've gained something from this video, please click the like button and be sure to subscribe to receive more content like this. Related to your own personal experience, do you struggle with others goading you into arguments, or do you have a means of dealing with this that has been effective for you? Please post those things down in the comments below, guys. And have a happy day, and we'll talk again in the next video.